Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Use the code MATT15 for 15% off your order. I don't like when it gets the ceiling in there, but it's cut off my head. Anyway, whatever. Okay, y'all. Decision day for Lamar Brown, 5-star from U High, top 10 player in the country. ESPN ranks Lamar Brown as the number 1 overall prospect in America, regardless of position. On 3 rates Lamar Brown as the number 18 overall prospect. 24/7 has him number 7 overall. Rivals has him number 13 overall. Either way, consensus top 20 in the composite. So when you combine all the rankings, he's the number 7 player in the country. On 3 ranks him as an athlete. So the number 1 athlete in the country, the number 1 player in Louisiana for 2020, the 2026 class. So we are talking about a massive, colossal recruit. I mean, this is, you name it, every year you end up with one of the top players in the country. It's a 5-star from Louisiana. If it was like Jakeem Stewart a year ago, like really Harlem Berry, right? Harlem Berry was the number 1 player in the state a year ago. A guy you feel like you absolutely have to get. Dominic McKinley 2 years ago was the number 1 player in the state. You got him. Arch Manning was the number 1 player in the state in 2023. He went to Texas. The number 2 player in the state was Lance Hurd. You got him. The number 3 player was Derek Williams. He went to Texas. So 2 of the top 3 players in the state in 23 got away. But the year before that, it was Jacoby Matthews, who went to Texas A&M. So you've, Mason Smith before that. I'm just going back through the years now. Kayshawn back in 2020, who the number 2 player in the state in 2020 was Jaquaylin Roy from U High, who picked LSU. So there are exceptions, and certainly there are times top players in the state get away. But Lamar Brown's one of those that you have invested a lot in. And what I will say is this isn't going to be a thing where you lose Lamar Brown because of like the NIL rev share component. It's not like what happened with Jakeem Stewart a year ago, where LSU did all the legwork. Frank Wilson did all the legwork to get him reclassified. You get him from St. Aug to Carr to get him reclassified for the class of 2025. And LSU's offer going up to signing day was just under $1 million. And they got up to 1.2 before they finally just walked away from the table like this just isn't worth it. And SC got up to $2 million. So this isn't going to be one of those situations. So the rev share component of it, it'll make sense. And or NIL, right? It'll make sense for Lamar. It's really just going to come down to, does he want to stay in Baton Rouge, or does he want to go out of state? So, we'll see what he elects to do. Really hopeful it's LSU, because he's a game-changing player at a position of need, because we've talked about LSU, and how dominant they were on the defensive line. A dozen straight years they had a defensive lineman drafted, and that just hadn't been the case, man. You haven't had the All-Americans. I think the last All-American on the first-team All-American LSU's had on the defensive line might have been Drake Nevis. Let me see. Last time LSU had a first-team All-American on the defensive line. Sam Montgomery in 2011. But that's defensive end, so you can go back to Sam Montgomery. But Drake Nevis in 2010. If you're looking at a defensive tackle, I mean, it's been 14, 15 years since you've had a first-team All-American on the defensive line. Like, it's been a while. So this is the type of prospect that can change that. So Don McKinley can change that, right? Thought Mason Smith would change that. So you've had some big-time wins in recruiting at that position. You got to keep stockpiling until you hit on the big one. So, all right, let's say some good morning, y'all. Please smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Thanks for being there with us as always. Tim Gotro. Hey, Kirk, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Deborah, good morning. Spurge, good morning. Hey, Brad, what's up? Tiger Poppy, good morning. Dale, bad luck if LSU loses two of the top 3 recruits in the state. Yeah, Dale. I mean, look, I just mentioned it happened a couple of years ago when you lost both. You missed out on both Arch and Derek Williams to Texas. There wouldn't just be 2 guys in state, it'd be 2 guys in Baton Rouge. You know. The way you said it, Dale, bad look is right. Like, the optics are bad. But I always think of it this way, man. There's good players everywhere, and you want to obviously recruit Louisiana and keep the best players home. I'll never, ever deny that, right? I mean, of course, you want to keep the best players home. But every recruiting loss can be overcome by getting great players from other states or transfer portal now or whatever it may be. Like, the one that is always most relevant to me is, whenever you missed on Hootie Jones, and this is going to sound funny in hindsight because we all know the end of the story, but Hootie Jones is a major recruit out of North Louisiana that everybody wanted. Everybody thought you had to have Hootie Jones. You had to get Hootie Jones. Well, you didn't get Hootie Jones. Hootie Jones went to Alabama. Well, the truth is the LSU staff liked Jamal Adams better. But you recruited Hootie Jones because he was a top prospect in the state, and you're going after him. They didn't get Hootie Jones, but they got Jamal Adams out of Dallas. And it worked out, right? So now you look specifically at Lamar Brown and you say, okay, well, if you don't get Lamar Brown, like, that will stink. I mean, there's no way around it. Like, if you don't get Lamar Brown, that just is going to stink. There's no way around it. Anyway, sorry. So there's no way around it. Like, you miss on a guy like that, it's going to stink. But it's not to say, like, you're not going to be able to go in the portal and get an elite edge player or recruit another great one from high school. And even if even if you miss on Lamar Brown, I mean, of course, there's always a risk involved in high school recruiting. I mean, like, you make no mistake, like, you want Lamar Brown desperately. He is a rare physical specimen. at that size. We had Andy Martin, his high school coach, on AFR yesterday. If you missed that, it's a really good interview if you missed it. But, we talked to Andy. You talked about the size, say 6'5", he's up to 300 pounds, and he carries the weight so well, which is true. I mean, if you ever been around Lamar, I mean, he's a massive human, but he's lean. I think I probably have a picture with Lamar. I thought I took a picture with Lamar. I don't know what time he came or what day that was that he came in the studio, but I definitely took a picture with him. Anyway, I was just going to show you side by side, just like as an illustration of he's massive, right? Anyway, I'll find it later. But I don't know where I was going with that. We'll keep going. Roy Marks, my brother Renee Marks. Good morning. Good morning. Make defense great again. What time is Lamar Brown? 12:15 on ESPN2. 12:15 on ESPN2. Austin, good morning. I'm a few chapters into reading Toxic Superfoods by Sally Norton. It's very eye-opening. Many of the fruits, veggies, nuts, beans we're told are healthy, full of toxic oxalate. It's true. I mean, think of it too. A lot of vegetables have toxins in them, which is their defense mechanism against predators. So clean your food. Mark Allen, morning, Matt. Top 5 AFR yesterday. Musso singing and a bathhouse story. That's funny, man. Renee was on your show last week. Good morning. Very cool. Appreciate it, Roy. Tell Renee I said hello, man. Brad, do you think this year's LSU team is as talented as last year's Ole Miss team? I mean, we could go position by position, but yeah, I mean, I think it's comparable. And that's but they're as talented as Ohio State was last year too. I mean, that's the thing. Whenever you recruit really well in the high school ranks and then you go ham in a transfer portal class, you're going to end up with a really talented roster. That's what LSU has this year. But remember, people forget, dude, Ohio State for 2 months a year last year was pretty unimpressive. Everyone kind of looked around and was like, when are they going to figure it out? And by the end of the year, they did, and they were awesome in the postseason. But it took them a minute. Hey, Brent, good morning. James, good morning. Thomas, how'd your birthday go yesterday? So birthday was on Tuesday, the 8th. So I think a lot of people started seeing social posts and stuff like that yesterday, but birthday is the 8th, so it was Tuesday. But it was good. It was a good birthday, man. Low-key day, and E-Rock did hook me up. She got me a new Apple Watch and Shaq Nosa's shoes, which I'm so fired up with. And by the way, the bathhouse story, my whole family is still it's all my Arkansas family. They're all texting. My Aunt Mary just texted me. So good morning. Laughed so hard listening to AFR. Come back to Arkansas. We have a brewery here in Camden, Native Dog Brewery. A lot of bathhouses that cater to the modest. So good. How wild. That's so good. Sorry, y'all. I got my whole family texting me about the bathhouse thing. So if you missed AFR yesterday, go to the beginning of hour 3. Go look on demand or go to YouTube. Go to the start of hour 3, and I'm not going to relive the whole thing here. Just go to the start of hour 3 from Wednesday's show, and you'll get it. Roy, he works for Atlas Roof Company. Yeah, Roy, I'm familiar. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, man. Dale, let's see. Will Lamar Brown want more than the $5.1 million Felix Ojo got from Texas Tech? He's not going to get $5.1 million. And I don't know the number offhand, by the way. But Texas Tech is really interesting because they do have deep-pocketed oil money guys. And the interesting thing about Felix Ojo, though, is you're talking about high school NIL, where you can front-load deals, which is a big part of today's episode of Locked On if you get a chance to listen to it. But that's going to be a fascinating part of the next generation of NIL and all this in rev share, because you can still do high school NIL deals. There's nothing to stop. Like, the NCAA doesn't regulate high school NIL. So high school NIL deals don't have to go to a clearinghouse. So Booster from LSU wants to do an NIL deal with a high school kid in the state. You can do it with the idea that it's going to lead you to LSU. Okay, that's another way of front loading a contract. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Jason H, good morning. Kenneth, good morning. Julian, booked the flight to Greenville. Let's break this week one streak. God bless you, Julian. The brave, the bold, the LSU fans traveling to Clemson. I am not doing that, however. Bailey, I don't feel good seeing A&M next to his name. That's what would stink, right? Because not only would you miss out on a great player from Louisiana in Baton Rouge, he'd be going to Texas A&M. Now, for what it's worth, I would still project Lamar Brown to pick LSU. I mean, he has said so many times on the record his love for LSU. LSU is the team to beat, all that sort of stuff. I don't blame him at all for going and seeing things. I've said it a million times. Like, I would encourage, if that was my son, I would encourage my son to go take visits. It was interesting because Keelan Moses, on Keelan's podcast over the summer, no, I guess it wasn't over the summer, it's probably over the winter. Keelan's podcast that I produced for him, he had Lamar Brown in on an episode, and they talked about it. And one of the things Keelan said was that he wishes he had done differently in his recruiting process because, he was committed to LSU so early, and like he wishes he had taken his time with the recruiting process and actually gone and done more visits, because it's an opportunity as a young person to go see things you may not otherwise never get to see. I mean, Lamar Brown got a chance to go on a free trip to Miami and Oregon and Texas and places you may otherwise never go when you're 18 from Baton Rouge. You know what I mean? So I have no problem with going to see things at all. But still believe, I mean, dude has been at every LSU game. He's at all the spring practices. I mean, he's been around a ton, man. Hey, Jalen. Morning again. Let's get it. I like the Saints uniform and helmets. LSU can't have a defense and offense. LSU can't have a defense and offense match. I think it'll be close this year. Closer. You're usually going to have one side of the ball that's better than the other. But, I watched Landman. That oil money is serious. We had a neighbor recommend Landman to us because Eric and I were looking for something like a new series to watch. We made it to like the first half of the first episode of Landman, and Eric was just mortified. That's not her style at all. Like the first episode with the 18-wheeler, crashing into the plane and people on fire and all the stuff associated with it. Hey, Brad, good morning. Laughed hard today. It's funny, man. Like the things that resonate with people, nothing to do with sports, but we're sitting there talking about my cousin Dana's wedding. And Dana's texted me this morning. Antron, good morning. Hey, Brad. Why was the defense so bad in 2013? The team had the offense to win a championship. Yeah, they got young in a hurry, Brad. Unfortunately, you had some guys that left early for the draft that probably should have come back, like Freak Johnson could have come back. Oh, no, Freak was on the 13 team. Left early in 14. Yeah, 14 was the year where they were really young, real fast. It's where freshman Devon Gottschall played a ton. I mean, true sophomore Christian Lockiter was your most veteran defensive lineman. 13 really struggled in the second, but you lost a ton of dudes in the 12 team. Remember, I mean, you had Mingo and Montgomery and Benny Logan and Kevin Minter. And I mean, all those guys from the 2012 team were all gone. Because you had the 2011 team, all those guys were sophomores. And 12 was the year when they were all back as juniors. And that was really the great year. And then they were all gone in one fell swoop, right? Eric Reed was gone. So, I mean, you just had a massive turnover on defense from 12 to 13. And I think you just had a bump in the road, unfortunately, where your offense was really good with Jeremy Hill and Mettenberger and Odell and Jarvis, and defense just couldn't match it. We're flying. We fly out on Sunday. So fly Sunday to media days, and we'll fly home on Thursday. Morning seems like LSU can't match. Oh, sorry, we did that one. Like the Saints uniforms and helmets. Yep. Tiger Diver, good morning. What did Shea have to say about our chances with Brown? It said that his pick is still on LSU to land Lamar Brown. So I'm gonna eeny, meeny, miny, mow it. Let's see if that's the one. Hang on.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Hey, remember, Parish Construction and Roofing, our 10,000, spread the word, y'all. We're giving away 10 G's. Who wouldn't want $10,000? All you got to do, sign up for a free, no obligation roofing inspection. That's it. Visit ParishBuilt.com, and you're automatically entered to win. Oop, I forgot to have my banner scrolling today. There it is. By the way, here was Shea on Lamar Brown.
I mean, I haven't changed my pick off of LSU, which I put on. I don't think, were they his first offer? I mean, it was a long time ago, but I've always thought that LSU was the team to beat. They are the team to beat, and I always thought it was going to be A&M as the competition. And he's got a Final Four that includes also Texas and Miami. He made official visits to them all, but this is an LSU or A&M decision. And like that, I'd be fooling you if I told you I know where he's going. And I don't even know if both schools feel very confident for sure about where this is going. But whether it's how long they've recruited him, whether it's the effort they've put in, the pitch they've made, the rolling out of the red carpet, NIL, there's nothing LSU's going to come up short on, which ultimately means that it's Lamar's decision. Is it I'm staying home, or is it I'm going to commit to A&M? And look, the recruiting expert in me, I wish I could give you an answer, but if he stays home, are we shocked, Matt? No, not at all. If he doesn't, are we shocked? No. We name a school out there where you'd say, man, sometimes those kids just don't go to LSU. It'd be U High, the one school where it's on LSU's campus, and the kids say, look, this is just where I went forever, and I kind of got enamored by another program, and I want to get away from home.
So that happens, but Shea's got his pick in on LSU or Lamar Brown. See if that holds. All right, please smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Any decision day where money talks. Signing day is where money talks. David, Dion says there needs to be a salary cap in college football. Sour grapes are a legit concern. I I mean, I think he's right, and I think there's universal agreement on that. The problem is it's never going to happen because, well, I mean, you do have technically a salary cap in rev share, which is the $20.5 million. That's your salary cap. The problem is you can't. You're trying to regulate NIL with legitimate deals through the clearinghouse, but good luck doing that. New State's helmet needs to stop with the gold dust. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's just not great. Lamar's going to be a Tiger. Here's hoping, man. I agree. I think so. Here's hoping. It's a good morning. Besides the fact the Saints can't make a whole uniform. Hopefully our defense can do something this year. I hate to waste a good quarterback. Ronnie, enjoyed the wedding story yesterday. Thanks, man. Matt, y'all should clip Musso singing Barbie Girl, play it randomly for his intro on occasion. I like that idea. Might just do it anyway. Antron, will you be at Media Days next week? We'll be there, man. We'll leave on Sunday, fly out Sunday, fly home on Thursday. We'll be there. Hey, Dad, good morning. Guy Brooks, good morning. David Cuslin, good morning. David Bass, good morning. Late for work today. These mountain boys forced me to drink moonshine in West Virginia. They forced you, huh? Twist your arm. AFR is always great when Scone rants. What good QB Jalen? Who are you talking about? Hate the helmets. Can I beat the traditional black and gold or white jerseys, gold pants? I'm with you on the white jerseys, gold pants, mostly because the gold helmet and the gold pants match. The black pants, I think, are an abomination. They should be burned and never worn again. The black helmets are awful as well. Conceptually, a black helmet could do well, as the old throwback black helmet they had was pretty clean look, but they screwed it up. And the white helmet, I don't think is awful. I just think putting the little fleur-de-lis pattern in the gold stripe is stupid. The little speckled gold dust thing is stupid. I get the metallic look. Just a lot of people doing that sort of chrome metallic look now. It's not my favorite, but I get it. So I don't hate that, but I don't love it. So, LeBron James is the GOAT. My brother plays on his football team. LeBron James is the GOAT. Michael Jordan would absolutely annihilate LeBron James. I mean, if the two of them played one-on-one, Jordan would eviscerate LeBron James. But in their prime. Bubba Smith, good morning. Bring it up, Dale. Suck it, Dale. Let's see. Most likely going to go to A&M when the UI team says Wolfpack won. He says Aggies on one. So he's trying to trick us. Got it. Or maybe he's a 17-year-old that's just having fun. Jalen, a lot of these kids want to leave the state. We can't stop them. Not enough money. There's definitely not enough money to stop them, for sure. But I don't think that's what's going to roll out this today. How much time will Scott give Brian Kelly? Or is it a deal where BK holds the key, can last those contracts up without players? So talking about Scott, so a few things are at play there, Devin. Number one, Scott Woodward hired Brian Kelly, so he's going to give him as much rope as he needs. Number two is considering rev share, the current state of the economy, not outside of athletics, just the current state of the economy, and higher ed. Let's just say there are people high up in Louisiana state government that aren't super pumped about the money that LSU athletics spends. So I don't think you're looking at a scenario where anyone is going to be super eager to pay Brian Kelly's buyout. However, I could see a reality where if you don't make the playoff this year, and I believe they will regress in 26. You're losing Nussmeier. You're losing all these transfers. Like, it's going to be very difficult to maintain a similar roster in 26. So if you don't get there in 25 and there's a disappointment, let's call it 9-3, and you don't make the playoff, and then you go 8-4 in 2026, then I think they could move it. So hope it doesn't come to that. All right, let's get out of here. Remember, as always, shout out to Brock. Brock Rock and Wine is coming up Saturday, July the 26th. Everything's scrolling here on the bottom. Get your tickets at brortho.com, brortho.com. Great event over in the South Stadium Club of Tiger Stadium. Great event, great venue, all the stuff. Parish Construction Roofing $10,000 cash giveaway. We're announcing the winner a week from tomorrow. So you get 8 days remaining. Remember, sign up for your free no obligation roofing. When was the last time you had a roof inspection? Answer me. When was the last time you had a roof inspection? Well, let us come do one for you. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Unique Physique. Remember, semaglutide, tirzepatide. So once a week injections for weight loss, the GLP-1 meds. Lowest prices, never any contracts. They can ship your medicine anywhere. So check them out at uniquephysique.com and book a session with Crystal Poche over at Restored Motions. She's a lifesaver. Whatever pain you're dealing with, she'll get you out of it. RestoredMotions.com. Okay, y'all. Lamar Brown announcement at 12:15 p.m. Central on ESPN Dose. Be there or be square.